I have a jar of tahini, and I made hummus. I made a tahini salad dressing, and I'm kind of wondering what else I can do with it because one can only eat so much hummus. So, any thoughts would be appreciated. Thanks.
Okay, so you might disagree that one can only eat so much
What?
hummus. And I know it's a little on the nose to ask Yotam Ottolenghi about tahini,
Uh,
but
you know what? I just think Cheryl's very lucky because she has a jar of tahini to use up because, as so many people have known, and I haven't hid it from anyone. It is my number one ingredient. Then I do think you can have too much hummus actually because hummus is pretty bulky and heavy. So I totally get that Cheryl wants to do something else with her tahini, and the world's her oyster really when it comes to tahini because for me it's almost as versatile as olive oil. So when I take a bunch of vegetables, let's say butternut squash or zucchinis, and toss them in oil and stick them in the oven with whatever aromatics or flavorings that I want to add, which could be chopped up herbs like tarragon or basil or parsley or all of the above, and some garlic. And when it comes out, it's really wonderful on its own. But if you drizzle it with a tiny bit of of tahini, it just adds a great richness that really elevates it and gives it that kind of obviously a nutty flavor, but also a toasted nutty flavor because a good tahini has had its sesame seed toasted. So you get that kind of toasty, nutty addition to your vegetables. So that's a great thing to do. Obviously, you can also turn it into a sauce in which you take your tahini paste, the raw product, and mix it up with lemon juice, some minced garlic, a bit of salt, and some water, and then you drizzle that. And that you can either drizzle over your vegetables or dip your vegetables in. And we talked earlier about feeding kids during Corona, and my kids are not super adventurous, but not also the other way around. They're somewhere in the middle. And we often start our meals with tahini and take raw vegetables, whatever they like, carrots, peppers, cucumbers, and they dip it in tahini sauce, and they love it. They absolutely love it. The other thing that you do with tahini, I can go on forever, but recently I've put it over stews. Well, not recently, but always. But it's been published recently, and you make a lamb or vegetable or beef stew, which cooks for a very long time, and then you make a thick tahini sauce and quite a generous bit of it. Put it over the stew when it comes out of the oven, and put it back to start bubbling. And you create it's like a Middle Eastern shepherd's pie. Instead of mashed potato, you've got a layer of tahini, and it kind of thickens a bit, and the juices start bubbling on top, and you've got this kind of marbled surface of red tomato juicy sauce mixed with tahini.
oh, that
It's
sounds
super
so good.
delicious.
That's so
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm a fan of tahini as well. I didn't grow up with it, so I don't have like that deep, intimate, like in my bones knowledge of it. But for some reason, it had never really occurred to me the connection between tahini and Chinese sesame paste. Because in Chinese cooking, I grew up in a Chinese American home, and we have always had we literally just call it sesame paste or sesame sauce, and we would mix it with you often like a chili oils or chili sauces and soy sauce and top noodles with it and things like that. And I see your friend and colleague Ista Belfridge has
Yes.
been talking a lot about her homemade bang bang noodles and this
Yeah.
topping of tahini and soy sauce. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's like what I grew up with, and that combination of the soy sauce and tahini together is so good. It's
It's
rich, it's
so good.
nutty, it's
Y-
umami, it's
Yeah.
salty.
Totally. Easter and I've co-written a book that's coming out in the fall called Flavor, and we have this in more than one recipe. That combination of tahini and chili or soy, and it is a totally, match made in heaven. You've got that nuttiness. And we know that from walnuts and peanuts, that combination, mixing those with, with chili or with soy or with
Yeah,
both.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But with tahini, it just makes the most wonderful, rich, luscious, unctuous sauces, and they are called cross-cultural. So you get that in Japanese cooking, as you say, in Chinese cooking, and in the Middle East. And one of the things that I love doing is mixing tahini, which is essentially a nut oil, with a tiny bit of the nuts themselves in it, but it's a nut oil with other oils. So if you roast your
Oh, cool.
tray of vegetables, cauliflowers, orange vegetables like carrots or pumpkins, with olive oil, and then add tahini, you get this kind of oily on oily, but you get that kind of marbling of oils,
Oh, so cool.
which are just so good. And then you just need a bit of acidity, so either in the form of vinegar or citrus, that just immediately cuts through that richness, and that's just heaven.